Good morning, sunshine. We're back. My name's Cindy,
My name is Sarah.
and we are going to talk about Meghan Markle's.
Again, what a surprise!
Yay!
um, Miss Megan is back in the news again for doing a lot.
Everything.
And also being kind of just generally a Hollywood joke.
Yeah.
And I think are we going to mention
Yeah.
Mr. Epstein?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
We have a long thing about Epstein that's gonna be coming out probably very shortly after this, so
Yeah.
we're not gonna get into anything that doesn't have to do with Megan.
Yeah.
Just because that's for that video and it deserves to be talked about
Yeah.
separately.
We are going to be talking a little bit about some saucy stuff, so um, just be warned that you may not want to hear the later half of this. We're going to be starting with um, Mr. McAdams from Sits. Yes. He, of course, the Golden Globes are back after 2 years. The Golden Globes are back.
I don't know why I thought it was the VMAs.
But they are, they were in full swing, and Suits was up for, not nominated for an award.
Yeah, they kind of had a resurgence.
Yeah.
Due to it getting put on Netflix.
Well, so it was really bad. The whole show was bad. The guy that did the show, the every time Suits came around to be talked about, talked to, all the cast was really kind of tacky.
I didn't watch any of the interviews because I don't care.
Yeah, but of course I had to. So
sorry, you took one for the team.
Yeah, a big one. Mr. McAdams and his wife or partner. I think they're married. I'm not sure. I really don't care.
I figured he was in love with Megan.
Well, he is very, very much so because he tried to play it off at first like he didn't. The question was, do you if you had the opportunity, would you do a show with Megan or a movie with Megan? And he's like, first, maybe, maybe not. And then by the end of the interview, he was like, yes, yes, bring it. Can't wait to see her.
I think, because from what I understand, everything that I've ever been told, or heard about from anybody who's even come in contact with Megan is that she's generally an awful person to be around. And it's like really negative energy all the time. And so, and especially from the Suits staff, like people like the dressing department and the makeup department and anyone else who had to come in contact with her, is that she's generally just a mean person. So I really don't know why he would want to work with someone like that again.
Well, he had really good experiences with her.
Well, he got to make out with her all the time and see her naked. I mean,
he really didn't have anything bad to say, but like the other co-stars, they had a little bit of a problem. As you guys well know, Megan is very racist, and one of the ladies that is there is such a beautiful woman, but she's African American, and Megan would call her fat, too dark.
I've seen pictures of her,
Yeah.
And she is way more successful than Megan is.
Yeah.
And way prettier, in my opinion. In my opinion.
She was asked the same
I
question.
don't know where on her is fat.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think she's. I that wouldn't be what I would describe her. If I was describing her, I wouldn't describe her as being fat. And
she looks her age. You know,
Megan. You know,
she's a little older than Megan, so. But I mean, this girl's fit where Megan is not.
Oh, it's the muscle massy. Megan doesn't understand what that is.
She doesn't understand her flabby backside. Can't compare to the muscular backside of this woman.
It has nothing to do with the conversation, but I would like to point out that muscle mass does not equal fat.
Yeah.
If you just weren't aware of that, muscle is naturally bigger, but that doesn't mean that you're fat.
Well, yeah, because if you look
you're going to weigh a lot if you have a lot of muscles, but that doesn't mean that you are fat.
Well, I mean, if you looked at the two women that we're talking about, if you looked at their stomach, you could see that clearly.
She has muscle definition and Megan does
Let's just say that Megan doesn't have a six-pack where she does. Megan carries her six-pack. She wears it.
Megan doesn't carry anything with her.
She carries those great big handbags. Let's put that out there. Anyway, what she puts in there, maybe that's where Lily's at. You know, like the puppy bag.
She just keeps her in the bag.
Maybe that's where she keeps Lily. Maybe she always does have Lily around and we just don't know.
Can't see her.
Yeah. Maybe she's just in the bag. Okay, anyway. Not being mean to the child. Not the child's fault. But I guess Mr. McAdams, other half was not thrilled about him saying that because she was glancing around, she was looking down at the ground, she was not smiling.
Right. Well, who would be happy?
You know, that fake smile, let's put it on for the camera, but she was not happy about that. And then they went on and they did this little performance between the two main character guys and the two main character girls. Came out, and I mean, Megan was never a main character. She was always the side piece.
She was supposed to be just like a side character, and I don't really. I've seen an episode of Suits, or I've seen some episodes of Suits, because it was forced upon me, and it was hell on so many different levels. I personally don't like the show. There are some characters in it that I think are funny, and I do like the characters. Her character wouldn't be one of them.
The other two guys that are in the show are very funny, very
I actually like
charismatic. I don't like Mr. McAdams.
No.
I've only seen him one time in Suits. And I couldn't get a grasp of the character.
Yeah.
So, but the other two guys are very funny. I didn't get to see too much of them, but they were very, like the one guy's supposed to be really misogynistic. And he pulled it off, but he was funny about it.
Yeah.
The whole show is not my cup of tea, but I do like some of the actors that were in it. So it was just really, she was mentioned a few times, not in a really good way, and a lot of the actors that were asked said that, who? I don't know that character. She's forgettable.
Well.
But moving on. There was a mention, just a slight mention. Megan's been trying to get, as you know, Megan's been trying to get Kevin Costner to do a remake. Well, I think it's happening.
With her?
No. There's a blonde woman who could possibly play the character Diana.
Good. A white woman should play Diana.
Yeah.
That would make sense, seeing as how she was a white woman.
But
It's just like the original with Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Only a black woman should play that if they did that role again, because
Exactly. Yeah.
it's a black role.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't make sense to cast her in that context.
Yeah. I think her daughter should play her. If they did a remake of Whitney Houston's,
Oh yeah.
I think her daughter should play.
Well, seeing as how she looks like her, yeah.
Yeah. But so there was talks about it, and he's like, well, I might think about it, and if I did, this is the girl that I would want, and she's very blonde, long blonde hair, very pretty,
Mm-hmm.
and I think she would do the role to the best of her ability. I really don't know the actress very well, but it would be something that,
Yeah.
I like Kevin. He has really good ideas, and he's really good at his job. By the way, again, we've mentioned this before, his company is called what?
The Tig. Or Tig.
The Tig.
I think, Megan is, okay, it's not even that I don't like her. It's not even that I don't like her as a person. Going just solely based on her talents, in my opinion, she's not a good actress.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't cast her for a role in anything.
Yeah.
Because they're just, she's not, not saying I'm better, but like, what name one movie that she's memorable in.
Yeah. There was 3 movies that she's been in, and I didn't even know.
Yeah, I was watching a list of movies that she's been in, and I've been like,
I watched that movie again.
I literally have seen this movie so many times, didn't even know she was in it.
And she even had speaking roles with Bradley Cooper's movie.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even know.
I was so confused.
But so she is trying to get back into Hollywood, but Hollywood wants nothing to do with this girl.
Well, who would?
She is, I don't know, forgettable. And they've forgotten about her.
Well, and it's also, she doesn't have, to be an actor, you have to have a really good work ethic is what I'm trying to say. You have to do long hours, you have to put in tons of emotions. I mean, can you imagine doing like a very serious scene? How draining mentally, physically, and emotionally that would be to do that for like 12 hours a day, every day. It is a hard job.
Yeah.
It's not something that just anybody can do. You have to actually be talented at it.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that she has that work ethic, because she can't even go and do a proper charity run. She just has to go there and hold up a shirt and then walk off, because she doesn't have the ability to stick around. So I just don't think that she can even, how is she going to film a movie?
I agree.
How is she going to work?
Yeah.
7 days a week, 40 hours a week.
I agree.
Like, this woman would die if she had to do a 9 to 5.
Yeah. Probably. They can't even handle a whole hour of charity
they do
work a week.
They do less than an hour together.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's something that you would want to hire.
Unless it was in she could be a parking lot attendant. She likes the parking lots. She loves pap walks. So why not let her do that?
But she has to be in front of the camera.
Oh yes. There's a lot of. She's been really silent.
Well,
lately. She's.
That's for a different reason.
Now we're going to be going into, like she said, the Epstein thing a little more in depth in our next upload. But in this one, we have to say she was in the documents.
Yes.
She was named. Now, some of these people are being named because they, Epstein would say, "Hey, have you ever met this person?" Or
Yeah.
he would be on the phone with someone and say, "Oh, it was this person."
Yeah.
Like he did have dinner with Stephen Hawking, but he, just had dinner with him.
Yeah.
Um,
There are some people who have met with him that are completely innocent
Yeah.
and do not have any connection to anything illegal
yeah.
that has happened. And so I feel like that's very important to say.
On the other hand,
Miss Megan.
Virginia D. Frey, a few years ago, had brought a lawsuit against someone, and she, as you all know, you can't get on the internet without knowing that this list exists.
Yeah.
They've released over 900 pages now. There's more to come.
Yeah, I mean, I've got an entire list of names, and half of them are just like you've got like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
All he did was say, "Have you ever met Leo?" Meaning Leo DiCaprio, and it's like Leonardo has never actually physically met Epstein and is not connected to anything, but his name's getting dragged.
Yeah.
There's people like Jimmy Kimmel
who's
like not even in the documents and is getting.
It's because some jerk decided to mention his name. Jimmy Kimmel's being drug under, the bus.
So,
we do have to say that, no, there's no documents that has been released just yet. There is, however, some suspicious documents that has been released. There is, and we do not know this for sure, but I will say there is a person, 117, and person 117
opted to take the anonymous deal. They wanted to have their name not released, and the judge is kind of reviewing to see if it's important enough to release this person.
She has 30 days to decide whether this person can be released or not.
And it is a female.
And there's another person, but we believe that it's a victim. So, and okay, 117 could be a victim, but they're old enough to be released.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that matters, because it doesn't matter what age you are. If you've been assaulted, you've been assaulted. But this person could be. People are speculating that it's Megan, and just because that it's her doesn't mean that she wasn't assaulted or anything. But
okay, she did do, and you have to admit, you cannot be dumb. You would have to be mentally ill, in my opinion, to look at the photos of Prince Andrew and Epstein on Epstein's boat.
Yeah.
With that girl, and not say that that's Megan, because that's Megan. Okay. And I'm not saying that by her being there is a bad thing, she's a bad person, because, you do what you have to do to get where you want in life.
Yeah.
And Megan she was on that boat, clearly doing something.
Yeah.
And
we do have one picture of who seems to be Megan with topless.
Whether she was a victim or she chose to be there, it doesn't really matter. Well, it matters if she's a victim, but I'm saying why she's there doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And the fact that she's there doesn't matter. But what matters is for her to not bring up any evidence that
Yeah.
because Virginia was supposed to be on some of those trips, and she was a minor on
Well,
some of those trips.
So she was, um, like you said, she was there, and Virginia and a few of the other girls. Virginia said, "Hey, you could ask Meghan Markle's." Yeah,
She was there.
the deposition that Virginia said, if you want to know names, yeah, here's a name, Meghan Markle's. She was there. She was on the boat. She never, pretty much never left um, Andrew's side unless he was with her. And
My point, that the thing that infuriates me the most is that we have evidence of Meghan being with Andrew at that time. Virginia is saying that Meghan was there on occasions that she was there as a minor. Yeah. So Meghan Markle, as an adult, saw a minor child,
yeah,
with an adult Prince Andrew,
yeah,
on a boat or off a boat, and did not think, oh, maybe I should not hang out with this person anymore. Maybe I should call the police. Because she's an adult. She could have gotten that little girl help.
Yeah.
She could have helped.
And, I mean...
But...
So, Virginia, in her...
Allegedly, if all that's true. I just wanted to... Sorry.
Oh, no.
I don't want Meghan to come out here and,
But Virginia has named Meghan as one of the names that she's named her.
And I personally believe her.
Yeah. And she said, hey, here's proof. Meghan can verify these dates, this times, these places. So there's your proof. I have a second witness.
Yeah.
Now, if Meghan is the 117 who doesn't want to be named in this and doesn't want to be a part of this, the thing that I have the problem with is that she knows who was there, what happened to them, and pretty much who was underage, who was of an age. I know that she went a lot of places with her friend that is, I believe that she is Justin Trudeau's ex.
Yes, his ex-wife.
And she was there. I know that, she doesn't want us to know. There's been, 7 ways that her and Harry have met. She doesn't want us to know. Maybe the other person is Harry, because he would have been underage. And maybe, he was there with Uncle Andrew. And not saying that that's true. I don't know. Wasn't there. But it's just things that people have said that could be true. And we're just saying this could have happened.
Yeah. Because, okay, look, this woman has been obsessed with the royal family since she was a child. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, she literally had posters of William in her college dorm room. Yeah. She had books on them. She was clearly trying to get in that crowd.
Yeah.
And I, in my opinion, allegedly, I think she used these yacht girl trips with Epstein to get to Andrew, to get to Harry.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't get to William.
Yeah.
In my opinion, allegedly.
I mean, he was with...
I don't have facts to back that up. That's just what I feel in my heart.
Yes, Andrew was with Epstein over 69 times.
Yeah.
There's,
That's not even the amount of times that they, called or, texted, emailed.
Well, yeah.
That's just how many times he visited with him.
Sarah Ferguson, Prince Andrew's wife, better known as Fergie, there's documents saying, Fergie's going to call at this time, and, can we make an appointment to meet with her? So, Andrew and Fergie were meeting with Epstein on a regular basis. They were going
after 2008.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
was
what's
in
infuriating.
2019.
Because if you were before 2008, okay, you didn't know, it wasn't public knowledge.
Yeah.
It was still very much in the secret, hush-hush, underground. They were trying to keep things separate. But after that, and you still kept meeting with them?
Yeah, and see, we're going to get into that in the other, but as far as Megan goes, we have pictures.
Wasn't that in like 2012? That one picture?
I think it was 2013.
She's like in a bikini. She's just got bikini bottoms on and her top's off.
Yeah, it could be. It could have been 2012.
It was 2012 or 13. There's a picture of her on a boat, and then there's Epstein and Andrew are like on these like lounge chair bed thingies, and Megan, it looks like she's like walking to like get one of them a beer or something.
Yeah. Now there are pictures. There are,
and it is Megan. You can see her face. Like I'm not stupid.
I mean, she has a very good tan. She's in one of them she's wearing a top. One of them she's not. There's a few different ones. There's her laying with all the girls on lounge chairs at the front of the boat. It's obviously Megan because you can tell she always has that one little curl right down in her face or right here.
And I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing, like being there.
No.
It's who she's with that I have a problem with.
Now, if all the girls that were there were of age and wanted to be there and they came on their own free will, then I would say, party hardy, live it up.
But some of the girls, I believe, are underage.
And or victims that were forced to come anyway. I mean, we'll get into that. But anyway, that's the scoop that we have so far. There's so many different stories about, Megan meeting with these people and
well, we know she talks very frequently with people who like to cut up people and put them in trash bags.
Yeah.
And give her blood diamonds. She talks to them.
Yeah.
Still.
Oh yeah. There's also a cute little picture of Megan and Jeffrey Epstein at the same party.
Yeah. With, I believe Donald Trump was at that party as well. I'm not 100% sure. I think if it's the picture.
I didn't see. He's not in the picture, but he could possibly.
I think there's another picture separately with Trump and Melania.
Yeah, probably. But and I saw some pictures, FYI, of Epstein and Melania.
I'll tell you about what I think that's about in the next video.
So, but that's what we have on Little Megan. Now, she is trying every way in the world to come back, but all of a sudden it's just quiet, and there's no Megan. There's no pap walks.
Yeah.
Kate's been in the news. Today's Kate's birthday.
Yeah.
No pap walks. No parking lot.
I think
handbag.
it's because she's trying to figure out how she can go about the Epstein situation.
Yeah.
Because it is a tricky situation.
Yeah.
If Megan was not there on her own free will, or was coerced into being there, then Megan is a victim and she should be treated like a victim. And I will walk back on all these statements that I just said in this video. And I will apologize to her.
Yeah.
But as of right now, it looks like Meghan Markle's was at the very most okay with the fact that she hangs out with people who SA minors.
Yeah.
Because at the time that she was friends with Epstein and Andrew, it was common knowledge.
I mean, Virginia Giuffre was only 17 years old.
Yeah.
And she knew Meghan Markle.
And it can't be one of those instances where you're like, well, she kind of looks like she could be 27, you know?
No.
No. That girl looked like a little girl.
Yeah. You look older than she did.
Yeah.
So
Megan, I think she's trying to take her time and figure out a good statement to put out. Trying to figure out how she can dodge the bullet, essentially, because right now it looks really, really bad on her. It looks like she, you know, and I would like to know Harry's thoughts, because if Harry had no knowledge that she genuinely did know Andrew before they got together, I'd be like, wait, did you sleep with my uncle?
Yeah.
Because that's nasty.
Yeah, well, there's...
At least in my opinion, I would have been saying that. I would have been mad as hell.
Yeah.
There's
a lot to that, but there's also another young lady that we're going to get into later that mentions Meghan Markle. And she was very close to Epstein. She was only 15, had to move from another country.
Yeah.
And she knew Meghan.
I believe I know who you're talking about.
Soho House also.
Yeah, I feel like Soho House is...
They might
need... I'm waiting for them to drop the statement of they didn't know.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's a little fishy that all of this stuff has come about, and now we can't even, have an interview with her.
Yeah.
She's not saying, oh, I didn't know this girl.
Well,
I
maybe
didn't
she'll
know
call
her.
Gail King.
Well.
Oh, no, she's also friends with Epstein, isn't she? I would also like to point out that if Meghan did know and chose not to say anything, okay, I can kind of understand if at the time she wouldn't, because Epstein had a lot of power in a lot of different places, and the one woman, the news reporter who was trying to write the original Vanity Fair article on him, started out as a business piece and she ended up finding SA victims, but she was on a phone call with him, and he was like, oh yeah, you're pregnant? Oh, who's your doctor? Never mind, I'll be able to find it. I know all the doctors anyway. And basically alluding that he would harm her child and her, or she wouldn't be allowed to get medical care. So I can understand why, if at the time she didn't feel like she could say anything against him.
Yeah.
But now, the man's dead.
Yeah. Ghislaine's in jail.
Ghislaine has mentioned Meghan Markle's.
Yeah.
So now you have nothing to lose. If you know something about Epstein, come out and say it. And say, I never agreed with it. I'm turning over evidence.
Yeah.
I'm going to support the victims. Because you can't sit there and say that you're an advocate for women, women's rights, and women empowerment when you knew that someone was being harmed.
Yeah.
Not just someone, children.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, is Meghan needs to figure out what she's going to say, and she needs to say it now.
Yeah. That's when her PR needs to kick in.
Yeah, because if somebody was connecting me to this guy, I would be all up over social media saying, I did not do the things that you're saying I'm doing.
It's not time to hold back. You need to release some statements.
Yeah.
King Charles has...
I also need to kind of release a statement.
Well, he's doing it without doing it.
Mm.
Apparently, Andrew's getting another eviction notice, and this time he has to be out of Adelaide, or out of his house by the end of this year. And I know that's a long time, but it could be sooner. Fergie was going through some things, and he was trying to, appease that. and stuff, but
Well, I think it's also like, first off, he's gonna have to take a long time trying to figure out a living accommodation because
yeah,
you already can't be around parks
yeah.
and crap like that. And I think one, who's gonna rent to him,
Yeah.
who wants to live by him,
Well,
and two,
how is he going to pay for it?
possible charges.
How is he going to pay for it? Because I apparently Charles has basically is supposed to be cutting his income off. He went down from 450 million or thousand a year to 200 and something thousand a year. And so he might, I know, but I think he's going to be cutting that off because people were very upset that he
Yeah.
was even getting income.
Yeah, because that's from the people.
Yeah.
That's from British citizens. They're paying for this. I can't say it.
Yeah.
I can't say it, but you all know what I want to say.
But we'll be getting into that. So, yeah, I think that he's going to be doing it without doing it. You know, he's going to have to.
I do think that they need to make a public statement saying, after they get him all out, they need to say, we don't condone.
Yeah.
I don't condone my brother's actions, and he is no longer a part of the family. They do need to sever ties.
He has forced him, pretty much, he's forced Charles to say, okay, no, you can't go to the church events, you can't go to weddings, you can't go to pretty much
even though he
anything.
did go to church.
Well, I mean, that was before the statements started coming out. Now,
because after knowing what I know now,
we'll get into that, but
I don't want him within a 10-foot pole of any human being.
Yeah. Also, I would like to say that
or puppets.
Yeah. But I would like we're going to leave this on a happy note because we are basically there's nothing else to say. We'll get to Andrew in a bit, but right now Megan is not answering the phone.
Yeah.
Which is very.
I wonder if that's where she got Beyonce's number.
Well, yeah.
Because Beyonce's on the list. But we don't really know the context behind that, so I'm not trying to say anything.
Yeah.
It'll hurt my heart so much if it comes out that Beyonce
and Jay-Z
did anything. Because I'll have no faith in anything anymore.
Yeah. But we'll be right back with that. Leaving it on a happy note, the wedding that's taking place, I cannot remember that Charles' name, but he is an earl, and he's William's cousin. But
is it the Greek? What is it? A Greek wedding?
I'm not sure.
I cannot remember. I know who you're talking about, but I just cannot place it right now.
I can't.
I'll put the name up on the screen if I can find it.
We'll put that there. A little picture of it. But George is going to be supposedly he's going to be in the wedding.
Yay!
He's going to and another little side note, because we're talking about changing royals up. Congratulations to Prince Frederick and Princess Mary. They're going to be king and queen. And so
she is so pretty.
I know.
She is so pretty.
They're going to be apparently doing a small, low-key commencement, you know.
Oh, like her coronation's their coronation's going to be a little bit smaller?
Yeah, small, you know, taking from William not having one and Charles having a small one.
If that was small.
Yeah.
My God.
Well, I mean, the Queen's lasted over 8 hours.
Oh my, can you imagine?
Yeah.
The woman who had the core strength to hold that gigantic heavy sword.
Oh,
Can you imagine
my
having to hold that for 8
God.
hours? Like, that was strictly, that was on her part. She's the hero of the day.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I just
so
kicked
strong, so strong. I loved it.
That's like a 100-pound sword.
Yeah, she was. Well, even if it was a 5-pound sword, can you imagine having to hold it out there like that? Her arms. Oh, I would be so tired. I don't even know if I could move my arms from that position. But anyway, so yeah, Queen Mary, Catherine's twin.
I know. Looks just like her.
They'll be the two queens.
Oh my God.
And they'll be beautiful.
I think they should just make me queen.
Anyway, that's all we have today.
That's all of our griping and complaining. We still managed to make this over 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
We will see you next time. With a very depressing video.
Yeah.
But
it's not going to be nice.
Prepare to see us angry.
Yeah.
And prepare to get angry and sad. But have a good day or a good night wherever you're at. And we will see you again soon.
Take care of yourself.